And then, of course, comes the creatures.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's not just like, here's a goblin. It's like, no, this is Seth.
This is Seth,
Yeah.
the goblin shark goblin.
Yeah, this is Bent. He's a scum. You know,
He's a scummy dude.
I like how specific they are.
Oh yeah, and they do that, and I like about it is because it makes it more personal when you can add Seth Bent straight into your experience, and they're wanted. You know, capture one alive, 150 silver. Take one dead, 20 silver. Cut off their head, it's worth 7 silver. And that tells you again, like, these creatures and these enemies, you'll see as we go through, each of them have a cost for something. And unlike in other games where you just bring back, somebody would, they would just leave a group of goblin corpses on the ground. My party will always cut off their fucking heads, like hack off limbs, or if they could get one alive, they put in like a little cage, and they would go into town and sell them. Because it's smart to. Though I wouldn't do it to a goblin, in my opinion.
But also, goblins in this game are so cool. Like, I love the fact that it's a curse.
Yep.
That's the coolest thing ever. So, like, once like you, they are now trapped in a prison of their crazed goblin flesh. Only their eyes reveal the truth. A ruined mind, watching its body prison perform terrible deeds. Even being attacked by a goblin sends the curse, carried on the winds of their hate. Hit or miss, it doesn't matter. In the dark of the Sarkash, they will shoot a passersby with a twanged bows. You must find and kill the goblin before your mind is paralyzed. If the curse-carrying creature still lives D6 days after the attack, you will warp irrevocably. I couldn't say that one. Into one yourself, and then only the dark Sarkash will hide you.
Oh yeah, which is why for those, I can't remember the name. Is it called the Dark Forest? It's that Polish game where you're basically going around in these woods and you're trying to survive. At nighttime, you build up your defenses at the base. That might be a good one for us to play sometime. Mm-hmm. But I could see you could run an entire adventure where the whole idea, which spoilers, someone kind of came up with it before, but I'm thinking of doing it in a different way, where the party got shot at as they're going past Sarkash Forest, and so they have to stalk inside the forest, and they have 7 days and they have to fight against the terrors that fight inside to find the exact goblins that have cursed them. Otherwise, they will lose their minds within. And so that you can make like a Dark Forest horror adventure where the whole objective is to not go completely fucking insane.
Yeah, and it's cool too because like goblins, they just shoot at you and run away.
Yep.
And most of the time, that's like why goblins are punks. You know, that's why most D&D parties aren't afraid of a goblin. But in this case, it's like if they attack you, you gotta make sure they're dead. It makes goblins terrifying, which is very cool.
Oh yeah, terrifying for a creature with only 6 HP.
Yeah,
and they run very quickly.
Yeah, they're terrible at everything they do, but like you have to kill them now.
Hit or miss, you better get them.
We'll Love them. Let's see what else.
Oh yeah,
Zakuma, which is very very cool.
Zakuma are the fucking wild. I love it. A liter of their blood is. The reason why it's that way is their own, but I like to say that drinking their blood, like using Zakuma blood, you can like a frenzy ability, like to drive you mad or something.
Well, I'll go back, but I'm pretty sure
I think maybe it is in the occultists.
Yeah, because there's a berserk ability, Hypho's invigorating stuff. Like to me, that's what that is.
There we go.
Zakuma blood. That's what I would say it is, right?
So invigorating snuff. I like to imagine if it's that way. You take the blood and you mix it with like ash and you make like this fine powder. Mm-hmm. You sniff that shit. I could see that. Yeah. That's badass. Oh yeah. Yeah. Fucking badass bad guys. The rat, the wraith is one of my favorites. Just the design is so old Christian.
Well,
But
to me, if you've ever seen One Piece, it reminds me of
the dude with the big
he's got a
afro.
fro,
Yeah.
I know it's not a fro in this, but that's what it
But
reminds me
oh
of.
my god, the next Wraith gotta have a fro now.
Yeah, and you can collect his ectoplasm.
Oh yeah. What I love is that he only has like 15 HP, but his ability, their touch drains your strength, presence, and agility stats directly.
Yeah.
The way that whites used to be terrifying in like first and second edition, that's where they affect your stat. That's fucking. But thankfully in this, it's only for the duration of the fight. But if it goes to -3, for those who don't remember, you're not doing so hot. To a -6, I think. Let me read again.
And they also they always win initiative.
Yep, always. They just go first, because fuck you. So you better kill that motherfucker fast. Never goes below -3. Okay, sure. And then you get on the next page, Bell.
One of the coolest
skeleton.
One of the coolest art in the whole book.
So fucking cool. Skulk's about impossibly sound. Fucking so cool. That one's a great one if you want. And then you get the classic Lich, fucking undead, the weak necromancer.
No one
reality.
can use powers near this anti-magical wound in reality. Every round they can steal their contents to nearby skull and use their power against its owner.
Yeah.
That's what makes this good.
Oh yeah. They are scared. You don't need to be hard to hit. He ain't crazy special in that, but he uses your own fucking magic and he paralyzes you.
And once again, this game is harkening back to the old D&D games where, you know, we're not talking like, nothing here has like 100 hit points. Nothing here is like super strong and does crazy amounts of damage. It's just like, but they could kill you in one turn. You know, so that's what makes it the threat level so escalated.
Oh yeah. On the next page, you can see my favorite art piece. Fucking love Arbent the Troll.
Which is like not what you think of when you think of classic role-playing trolls. It's what you think of when you think of Norwegian, sort of.
Yeah. Talking about Norwegian, the band that's currently playing, I think, is Bonscroft, I think. So it hit right in the right amount of time for us to talk about such a badass creature. Which, if you capture it, it's worth 200 silver. Good luck capturing that.
Yeah, that's why it's almost like it's like crossed out. Like, yeah,
yeah. I was like, okay, whatever, buddy.
But what I like about it too is it has the healing ability of trolls, but whenever it gets hurt, it retreats and this grows larger and more powerful.
It develops exactly every time of your turn. Another d6 to the damage. So this is another one that if you don't kill it quick, if you don't hunt it down, this can be a reoccurring enemy for the party, and each time you see it, like it can just keep coming back from, and it can be scary.
Yeah, and it's no joke. Like, to start, it does 2d6.
Yep.
So that's a one-shot kill to most people, and then 3d6, and then 4d6.
Yeah.
Hit points, which are 32. You know. It's added. So this is a potential 100 hit point, like, fireball punch. And its attacks are DR 10. So it's like, this guy's no joke.
Oh yeah, and harkening back to what you said before, initially it seems like, it's not much of a threat, but each of these enemies, give them time, and they will ruin your fucking day. Like, the zombie knows.
Yeah. It's a zombie. It's a real
zombie.
It's a real zombie. Like, as we define zombies, like, if you get bit, you're in trouble.
You're having a bad fucking day. You gotta beat that toughness D8, or you're fucking zombie boy. 2 days. Only cure is a vaccine said to be found at the peak of a pale mountain, within the infinitely miserable forest of dark. And King Fothmu is in particular seeking such a cure. It's fucking bad.
You need like an Edelweiss.
Yeah, fight at the top of the mountain.
Mhm.
Only the hunter, the proper Jaeger shall. Next is, for some people, probably the creepiest
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I was gonna say I know some people who are terrified by dolls, and this is not nice.
Oh yeah, undead doll, Lady Por. God damn it! I have not seen one in play yet, but I might change
No,
that just to terrify people
me neither.
to die slowly of starvation. And
And then we have what the Sphinx, which is the Sphinx, clearly.
oh yeah, grotesque. Head intact, dead and lurking around in churches and stalking, creeping closer when disturbing still, difficult to discern.
Then we got one of the more interesting, kind of unique ones,
Oh yeah, one of the best,
which
in
is
my
the
opinion.
Wickerhead, which is very
Yeah.
cool. Because
Yeah,
Wickerhead's
go ahead.
not traditional role playing.
No. I've had the party deal with Wickheads before. They're just such a fascinating. Some of them can be opponents, but some of them, as you'll find out, can actually be potentially an ally,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be very fun because they have 25% chance wins from their insanely filthy knife. And then you get one that is kind of classic, but also can be its own way, where the wyvern fly crops. You know, they have poison in this one. Their teeth, they're very spew glands. Instead of being a stereotypical dragon, they use proper wyverns poison they have.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like it's a more of a snake, which is like
Yeah.
very much like a Viking version of it.
Oh yeah, I mean like Jorgmunder,
Mm-hmm.
you know, poison biting jaw, Yolotha. Then you get, when we get to the next page, we get to probably one of my, again I say favorite, but like one of the more exciting parts of it is the outcast follower.
Mm-hmm.
You're used to like your stereotypical like followers for the party, but now you can like get some really interesting buddies for the party or for the teammates. Is like, you know, the GM makes a morale check from time to time, succeed on the outcast staying, and add the highest presence of the group. So, you know, he, they, she, it, you know, provides the outcast with a friend. You know, money might cross hands, but these weirdos don't cost silver to hire. They're vagrants and refugees driven by loneliness. I love that line.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get some interesting stuff like the Earthbound, which are like dog people.
Yeah.
The wild wickheads, which are, you know, I always like to have like, what I do is that they're the fire inside them.
Mm.
It glows different colors based off of like their intense focus on a situation.
That's a good idea.
Pale ones are just cool. They're like, their wings are membranous, and their movements are very alien, elsewhere.
Yeah, there's actually an additional class that you could play as a pale one, I believe.
Yep, pale one. Yes, you can play as a, which is, a friend of mine actually wrote. It's on itch.io. Play as a, which is really. But the pale ones are so badass. They're the base .com, and they have one of my favorite abilities is that they don't need a scroll to cast spells, but it's the only like spell they can ever know, so they get to start with it. But they don't get to learn any others, but they don't need a scroll, meaning they don't need to be literate, meaning that they can do spells psychically, which is really cool because then you could do that spell without having to. Normally, how we do it is that you have to respite the spell because you're using it because it's a scroll. So instead, they have one spell, but they use it from their mind and shit. So
that is cool.
It's like, oh yeah, and then of course the regular old Prowler.
Good old Prowler.
Good old filthy sword wielding son of a bitch. And as we come to the next page, we in this one we will not be going through the rotback sludge at this time, but in the core book you get an entire introductory adventure. I have run this adventure like a lot, like at least 15 times. Like that's not even a joke. It's so easy. And I even ran it, not even just running I changed it up and switched around and did like different stuff with it. And it is such a great entry into this world.
I'll show them the
Awesome.
first. I'll show them that, like, there's the map, like a map.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very simple. I'll just skip through it so you don't have a chance to read it, anybody. But
you want it by the book,
yeah,
or get the adventure.
yeah. And then at the very end of the book here, we got even more reasons to risk one's life.
Mm-hmm.
We got some adventure sparks, bedeviled dungeons, statuses, imminent danger. Who dwells here, distinctive features, sample rooms. So this is all like great resources for any GM.
Oh yeah.
You know, because if you're the type of GM that encourages your players to go off the wanted, like the the path and just go wherever you please, sometimes you do need to come up with something on the spot, and this is all super helpful.
So fucking good. And it's just, yeah. You can literally use Bedeviled Dungeon to, like, build up the name, what kind of the status of its inactivity or activity. So cool.
What is it called? Dark Fort. Done.
Dark Fort. Done. Boom. Easy peasy.
That's the most uncreative one because it's just Mork Borg. You're just like...
Yeah! Welcome to the Merkborg.
Yeah.
Well, are we playing Merkborg or are we going... Yes. Both. And after that, you just get this really nice, again, such an amazing uses of yellow. The breakdown of what is going down. You can run the game off to this page as a GM. You can like have this just setting, and again, all of this stuff and more. .com. You can just have it running and just pick it up, and you just have this right in front of you as you're just running it, or even players can use this page right here as well.
Yeah. Super
especially
useful.
New players. Oh yeah.
And then we come to the back of the book, which is
so
one of your favorites, I know.
Hail Satan.
And I do
really
like
not
that.
suitable
Yeah,
for
I
those
was
to
about to
do.
say, yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I was just saying that I love that part. Not real. It's not really suitable.
Not really for them youngins. But yeah, this game got over 20 different little accolades. It got 8 awards. This game is amazing. And what's as equally as amazing is all the stuff they've added with it. Ferritory, the supplement, got Supplement of the Year. Just to tell you, even the information compiled for this book is amazing. Why? They literally went to their fans. They came up with some stuff themselves, but they went to their fans and said, hey, we are open license. This book, this game, you write whatever you want. And if we feel that it supplements well, we're going to add it into our core content. The team did not write several of the adventures that are available. Some of them they did, of course, but some of them, they had fans make this stuff. They looked at it and said, that's badass. Can we publish it for you? And they gave the money to them because they're awesome. And said, hey, we'll give you a stage. You take the cash. We want people to play your creation. They love their fans. Mm-hmm. And that's why I love what they do. That's why I love everything. But Stockholm Cartel, Occult Outmaster, they genuinely just Pal and Johan, they love their fans. I'm on their Discord, and I've been talked to. I've talked to Pal on multiple occasions. I have my own created content for the game. Now it's not like one of the ones that are like up there in the big time lights, but they look at the stuff we do and they add it and they like it. That's why I love this shit, man. So fucking good.
Well, even on the screen right now, I have just their website.
Yes, good.
You
I was
know.
gonna ask if you could do that.
Yeah, and it's a great website. Like, if you have any questions about this game, like, check out their website. Like, it is great. It is art. As I scroll down, you'll see this is like it's amazing.
Oh yeah, so many optional rules, so many meetable characters, so many adventures. Eat, pray, kill. I don't think you should run an overland version of this game without overland travel. Eat, pray, kill. Get those together. Just download them because they're free. The Ferritory I talked about, everything in there is free. They just sold it so that they could give more money to the creators of this content, like Carl and them. Like, and when you purchase or download this stuff, it directly goes to supporting not just everyone who's making shit, but it supports our hobby, in my opinion. It shows that we really are fucking able to do great things, and this game embodies. I mean, just look at some of this shit, like the classes that are available, the pale one we talked about.
Say, yeah, we're looking at rules reference, got the character sheets, which the character sheets are just like,
so
they're some of the coolest character sheets. You know, and if you don't like those ones, here's some other character sheets. You know, you got the bare bones edition, which you can just get. You don't need anything.
One of my friends, he can't, like, his eyes are very sensitive. So the only way you can play this game is to play the bare bones edition, which it's available.
This is the Scum Birther, which is the one that he was talking about, where if you don't want to come up with a character on your own, just click randomize, and then you have a character. That's what we did last time we played. Just, this is your character.
Hit some buttons and go.
Yeah, and then this is basically the equivalent. How would you pronounce it? Dungeon. Oh, Dungeon Jin, which is dungeon generator. Yeah. So this one is just, if you want just a random adventure, here you go, done.
So that's the cool part about this, is that it, as you see it, it makes all the things that'll be in there. You still build, like, the map itself, but as you can see, it builds, like he said, the adventure for you. You just add the map and you're good. Like, it's
yeah, and all these resources are from clearly people that, like, you know, they play this game and they just want to make it easier. Like, the monster approach is just like, you want a random monster, here it is. Like, they're trying to make this as easy as possible.
Monster approach was so good. It's actually one of the ones that got an award. It's so easy to use.
And there's the Rotback Sledge. So this is this is one of the additional classes, the Forlorn Philosopher, which is very cool. Tables of Obscurity, which is just basically like additional spells, additional scrolls. Got another adventure there. Another adventure with a cool little map. Character sheets.
Dark Fort, the original.
The shirts. Get yourself a shirt. They are awesome. Wyatt and I each have a shirt. He has two, I believe.
Yep, I do. I love it.
Yeah, more adventures. I'm trying to find the other characters that I wanted to show off here.
They're towards the bottom. Oh, and for those who didn't see it, black powder weapons, rich and foolhardy. You can add guns.
Cool.
And then you're good. Adding feats to the game. There are badass feats that you can add to the game.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's cool.
It's called Unholy Feats. I usually add it in nowadays. It's one of the things you can get at when you get better, but I usually limit it to like 1 or 2 per game. But
the unheroic feats. Yeah, I see.
Unheroic feats. If you scroll down, you'll see Eat, Pray, Kill.
Yep.
If you play this game, Eat, Pray, Kill, and Overland, you should have them downloaded. They're so fucking awesome. But below that, you'll get your Dead Prophet, your Songbird, Pale One,
that's the ones that
Cursed Walker.
So there's, like, you know, all these cool classes that you can add to it. Instead of rolling, let's say if you want to do it random, instead of rolling in, you know, a D6, you can roll a D8 or, you know, a D10, whatever. One of my favorite classes, there's the Pale One. One of my favorite classes that I've never gotten to play because I've never rolled it is this Cursed Skinwalker. Which is super cool.
You can be in Cursed Skinwalker, you can turn into an undead fucking lizard. Like you can turn into a massive iguana. It's so fucking.
For Doomsayer Monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom, a part that I highly suggest that we show them. Ever wanted to make your own content?
Mm-hmm.
Ever wanted to make your own stuff? Mork Borg third-party license. If you adhere to these terms, you're allowed to publish commercial material based upon or declaring compatibility with Mork Borg. So, like, content that I make, or you make, or he makes, or we make, all you have to do is just, boom, download compatible with, and you can just make your own shit.
Yeah, just don't say it's created by these
Yeah.
6, and don't
Yeah.
and put a stamp on it. But then you're encouraged to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's Cyborg, like you can
Fucking
create things
Cyborg
online. Yeah, there's a new one.
Yep, and I've played Cyborg. It's fun. It's actually a pretty fun one. Definitely worth checking out. There also is another one that came out called Pirate Borg. There is one that's called Western Scum that I've played. Frontier Scum, I think it's called. I've played both of those. So good. So much fun. This game can literally, you can do anything. As you can see, you can make anything, do anything.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
but my favorite line at the bottom and under Cyborg is, "Can I make Cyborg NFT?" No,
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now everyone knows what Mork Borg is. Why introduce me to this game? I love it. I think it's really great for new players. I think it's great for players who've been doing this for years and just want something that's bare bones again. Just get right back to the stuff that really matters, you know, which is the role playing.
Mm-hmm.
And doing it in a really dark, cool, and interesting world. Yeah, so the plan is we're going to be doing this, running a game for all of you, with some of our fans and friends, and yeah, you'll get to kind of see what it's like in action.
Hell yeah.
So
I love it.
Yeah, I know you do. Do you have anything else you want to say about Mork Borg before we wrap it up?
Don't feel afraid to step in. If you've never given yourself the chance to run a game, you've been a player for a while and want to see what it's like to be as a game master, the entry level of this as a GM, as a player, is so easy going, so easy to hop in. You don't have to like Doom Metal to like this game. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and that's the thing is good quests and good adventures are good stories. And Mork Borg is a great introduction because you don't get bogged down by all those rules. There's like 30 pages of rules.
Yeah.
You know, and not even, right? Like a lot of that was lore. You know, realistically, we're talking 10 pages maybe of actual rules. So yeah, if you have a great story to tell, this is a great system to use for it.
You don't even need to do apocalyptic if that doesn't harsh and double your vibe. You can use this system and, again, compatible. Do what you want. Tell your story. And I think that's the greatest thing an RPG could possibly do, is say, here you go. Here's the basics. You do with it as you will. And that's fucking awesome.
So yeah, we look forward to bringing you a game soon and getting to see what it's all about. But yeah, if you haven't already, go get yourself a copy of this. You know, if only just for the art and, you know, or to stab it or burn it or whatever Wyatt likes to do to it.
I like to dress it up like a pretty lady and beat the shit out of it. I love this game so much. And again, I buy multiple copies. I constantly for Free League. Like, half of my books in my house are going to be Free League. Published modules and adventures or the shit. I love them. Like, support this company. get yourself a shirt. And if you get a shirt, if you've joined the Discord, put it down in the chat. I will show off my shirt. I'm sure he'll show off his. It's fucking, I love this stuff. Fuck, just because we're talking about it, might even buy another one. Might buy the baby outfit or something. While I'm here, no, yeah. For those who are curious, if you ever want to do up your kid in one of them, they have kids wear, like a bib and then a little outfit for kiddo. Have your child have fucking cut off hands with nails through. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I love this game, and I'm glad we got to show you guys how amazing.
Yeah, and like we said, we're gonna bring you a live game so you can see what it's all about. And but thanks so much for joining us today on Raven Lofty Reviews, and we'll see y'all soon.
See you, Ravens.